Oh, a lot of us love our beef, but it takes a little skill to get that perfect cook. Yeah, we want to make sure we don't waste any money. Lucky our next guest can help us. Please welcome Peter and Christopher Sarandos from Pete's Markets. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hi, Ken.
So
how you
glad
doing?
you're here. Thanks for coming
nice
in.
to meet you.
That's quite a piece of meat you brought in there with you. Did you bring it in a truck, or how did you get? Both of you have to carry it in?
Yeah, we brought it in.
We both got on the side of it. And
How much? What is that?
Well, this is strip loin roast,
It's
boneless.
a strip loin. So if I was getting a strip steak, that would just be a slice
A section
of
of it, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
And
but,
this is a
but
great-
you're talking about it as a roast before
Yes,
it's cut into
right.
steaks.
Yes.
Right. You could. This is a great roast to cook. It's quick. It's easy. Usually when I have my family over, this is what we cook.
Okay.
The neat thing about it is it can cook in 50 minutes.
Well, I want you to talk more about that in a minute, and that was interesting what you told me earlier, but I want to talk a little bit about the store itself
sure.
and what it's all about. It's family owned.
Yeah, third generation. My grandfather was started as a fruit peddler around Forest Park area, and as years went by, he settled into a storefront. My dad took it over, and then it's us now.
I think that when people go to a meat counter, a lot of us are just so accustomed to going to the grocery store that we've kind of lost touch with the butcher.
Sure.
You know, and you specialize in meat cuts there, right?
Yes,
and,
we do.
Yep.
and really helping people and consulting them. Is that right?
That's true. Yes.
Exactly.
Tell us
Yep.
about that.
Well, you know, if they come in, we help them with all the things that they would like to maybe purchase and how to cook and season. And, you know, we're very, we have meat cutters there on staff. I've been a meat cutter since I was 18 years old. And so we pretty much know what we're doing.
So let's talk about this, because normally if I had a group coming over and I was gonna feed them steaks, I'd just buy a bunch of packaged steaks, stack them up in my cart, go home and cook them all individually. This, you're talking about it as a roast, which I think a lot of us would be hesitant to try to tackle, but it's actually easier.
It's
Very
very
simple.
simple.
Tell us why.
Well, what you do is you let this sit out to room temperature.
Right.
And so you want it to be one temperature throughout the meat so it cooks evenly.
Okay.
So set it out for 2 hours.
That
and then-
part I can do. I'm good at setting stuff out.
There you go. You preheat the oven to 500 degrees.
Okay.
And you throw it in there, and it'll be done in 50 minutes for
Done.
medium rare.
And the whole thing.
regardless of the size of the roast.
Right.
Because
right.
this
because
roast
it's all the
doesn't-
same thickness all the way through.
It doesn't
Right.
follow the basic rule of 20 minutes per pound because it is a thinner cut of meat. So no matter how big it is, you got the same density.
Right.
So 50 minutes, the roast is going to cook for
Now
you.
seasoning, I mean, if you wanted to season it beforehand, that a lot of people want to do that.
Yeah.
You guys provide that kind of,
Oh,
that kind
sure,
of stuff too.
sure. And we would put some olive oil on here. Then I like to put kosher salt over it, and the olive oil helps the
Kinda holds it on.
seasonings hold on to it, and then some crushed black pepper.
And of course, a couple bottles of wine.
Oh, boy, well, yeah, we got to have a little bit.
Gotta have that.
A little bit of the vino.
Right.
Now, you guys have a special deal with the chickens. I love this idea. Listen to this. You can get a couple of free chickens out of this.
Well, yeah, on Thursdays, if you spend $50 in qualifying purchases, you get 2 chickens free.
Wow. That's pretty simple.
a heck of a deal.
That's a pretty simple, and that's a whole nother meal there. But yeah, and we talked about the wine, but you guys have a huge selection of
We have
wines too.
great
Pretty-
wine selection.
Pretty extensive selection.
All right. Well, thanks for coming by. You know, normally when we hear recipes, we hear, especially for. I was going to ask you if you offer financing on that piece of meat, but it's really not that expensive when you buy it that way.
No, it isn't. And you don't have to buy the whole thing. You can buy sections of
Right.
it, just
Yeah,
whatever
you don't have
need.
to buy this whole piece.
All right. Thank you, fellas. We appreciate you coming in today.